Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to AFL NT's coverage of the 2024 Cazalys NTFL representative game here in Darwin on Larrakia country. We have an exciting new chapter of the Cazalys NTFL representative team football. Tonight, Essendon phone up here to take on the NTFL Buffaloes. My name is Nick Danks and joined by my commentary partner this evening, Robert Cross. Rob, how are you this evening and what are you expecting today?
G'day, Nick. Really looking forward to today's game. We've seen a thrilling game as a curtain raiser. It was the women's game, the VFLW match for the Essendon VFLW team up against the NT Buffaloes. It was a 7-point game, so let's hope this game can be just as close. And two ex-AFL players there, funnily enough, from two West Australian sides, tossing the coin as captains. Ryan Nyhouse for the NT side, who played for Fremantle, and Xavier O'Neill, ex-West Coast. He tossed the coin for the VFL Essendon side. So a number of ex-AFL players in both sides. We are keeping an eye on the radar. Looks like some rain is coming up from the south at the moment. Some light drizzle, could be a bit slippery. The ground's in pretty good condition despite lots of rain in the last day or so. It's great drainage ground, this ground here at Marara, so the skills until the rain comes should be okay, but expecting a terrific contest as the women's match was. Yeah, the rain when it comes in here. We had a couple of weeks ago, we had a local game where it rained fairly heavily. We had a big puddles in the middle of the ground, but then by quarter time it had all gone away. It drains really well here. Of course, the NTFL men's side are undefeated since their return to rep footy. We had a big break there. We came back in 2020. Since then they've played pretty well and have done pretty well in the rep footy. Of course, Essendon side are about 50 odd days away from the start of their season. We're only about 5 games left in our season. A lot of these sides playing across the sides that are in the top of the ladder as well. So it'll be interesting to see the fitness from the Essendon side certainly coming into the latter part of the game. But certainly the local boys are up and running with only a couple of games to go in their season. And they have 3 Tiwi Islanders playing for them tonight, the Essendon side. All Cantillas, Brendan Cantilla, Kim Cantilla. And the player I'm excited about, if you're watching tonight, is the ruck for the Tiwi Bombers up here in the local NTFL competition, Carlson Cantilla. Not terrifically tall for a ruck, but has great mobility and very good skills. He'll be an exciting player to watch. As I mentioned, Xavier O'Neill was ex-AFL. Also, Jackson Haitley playing for Essendon tonight has played some AFL as well. He played for the Giants and also Adelaide. And for the NT team, Ryan Nyhouse, their captain, and also Jed Anderson, who played for a few clubs in the AFL. So plenty of skill in those players, as well as lots of high-credentialed suburban and VFL level players. So it's pretty evenly matched, I think, Nick, and looking forward to a great game. Yeah,
27 degrees here at the moment at the top end. Breeze to the right of screen to the airport end as normal. Probably about a goal, maybe 2 goal breeze, but it has been picking up during it, and we're going to keep an eye on the rain because we'll expect some of that as the day goes on, as the night goes on. But we're not that far away from this game starting. Who are you picking?
I'm going to get the local team with their knowledge of the wet conditions and the fact that all these players have been playing in season. I think that'll just get them over the line. It's Tom Stapleton up in ruck for Essendon up against Arnold Kirby, who plays locally for Waratah, premiership player last season with the Tars. First kick out of the middle comes to Xavier O'Neill of Essendon. Comes up there to Haitley, another ex-AFL player, so they get busy early. Spills out towards half forward, where Jedwab has the kick inside the forward 50. Quick snap from the pocket and a lightning start by Essendon. They're already on the board in the opening 25 seconds, one behind 1 point. From fullback, brought out by Braden McLean, looking there for Carlin over his head to the boundary line. Well trapped by Haitley, showing his class with a slippery footy. Comes to Carlin again. Immediately the tackling of Essendon is strong. Jared Eckersley, who played in the VFL Grand Final for the Gold Coast. They beat Werribee in that match. He's moved down to Essendon to try and further his career. O'Neill hunting the footy. Anderson comes up with it, gives it to Philo, who plays in the Ovens and Murray League during the Victorian winter and plays up here for Nightcliff in the NTFL. There's Magro, Jaden Magro comes up with a footy, and there's be a call from the umpire for a ball up. Out at right half forward, about 70 metres away from the NTFL goal. Kirby up against Stapleton again in ruck. Stapleton gets the hacked kick towards half forward. Nyhouse from behind. Going through strongly there was Churgwin. Into the middle it comes. O'Sullivan. He's taken to ground. Play on. Carroll quickly. High tackle maybe on Philo. Umpire was blindsided. Wrong side of the footy as Philo was slung to the ground. O'Sullivan strong. Carroll as well. Couple of Essendon players barge in from the side. Carroll still burrows in after it. 61 there is Jedwab for Essendon, fighting hard at ground level. Anderson, number 9, waits for the ball to come out. The former AFL player. It won't. There'll be another ball up, Nick.
Yeah, fair bit of pace in the game really early, but Essendon looking really good.
Stapleton trying to get the ball away. Comes to Monty. His high kick towards half forward. Gathered neatly there. That's Kim Cantilla. Comes out to his teammate in Jedwab. Back to Cantilla. Now to Toma, who's had experience playing for Waratahs a few years ago in the NTFL. Clears the player running back there, Mazzini, who plays for the Southern Districts Crocs. And it'll be another score to Essendon. So they're dominating early, only behind so far. Mazzini from the right back pocket. Trapped. Well done by Cantilla from 45 metres on the run. Normally gobbles those up, kicks away to the left.
Yeah, disappointed that he will be. He's kicked that a few times at that part of the ground and just missed that one step extra when he would have been right. But 3 points now to Essendon. Hasn't been down NTFL side into the ground yet at all with the breeze.
NTFL Vice-Captain Braden McLean, who plays for Wanderers up here in the Northern Territory League, brings the ball back into play. Lovely mark coming in from the side, taken by Sam Darley, who's had AFL experience with the Giants. He plays for the Tiwi Bombers. His long kick, or the kick came in back into the middle. It was just a bit too much for a teammate there in the middle. Tackle was late from Carroll, and Essendon can send it back inside attacking 50. Out on the lead, but at the back of the pack, busy again is McLean. And on the left, he kicks it back towards the wing. It's well trapped by Eckersley. Still Eckersley. Laying the tackle was Carlin. The kick around the corner. On the bounce, so strong on Gray. Coming up with the footy is Jedwab again, who's been busy early. Nice little handball out from Harris. The NT bring the ball back inside attacking 50. Essendon. Haitley. From behind Nyhouse, the big spoil, only as far as Sinnott. Sinnott's quick snap on goal, and there's the opening one for Essendon. Sinnott kicks the first for the Bombers, and their bright start has finally yielded a 6-pointer. 1-8 to no score for the NT.
I watched Sinnott at the start of the game. He was warming up and practicing a few of those kicks there, those quick snaps from just outside, and decided that's what he wanted to do then, and got the first one on the board. 1-3-9. To Buffs, not gone forward yet into their 50. But watch the replay here. The ball's going to be very wet already, even though it's not raining. The ground's going to be very dewy, but only had one thought in his mind when he picked this one up and did it very well. Good start for the Bombers.
Yeah, sure is. Work to be done for the Northern Territory side. They look intense, smart. Attacking side of the centre for a rare occasion for the NT team. They're still inside the centre square. Umpires pretty busy tonight, balling the ball up a lot with these wet and slippery conditions, and it may get worse in a little while with this big rain band coming up from the south. Let's hope it holds off, because the prospect is for an exciting game tonight. We don't want to be ruined too much by heavy rain and slippery conditions. Whistle's gone, a free kick. Edmonds gives it back there to his teammate in Nate Paredes. Paredes, who plays for St Mary's in the NTFL, thumps it long. Back of the pack is Cordefa. One grab, two grabs, and Big Tex, who kicks a mountain of goals for St Mary's in the local competition, will line up from 15 metres out directly in front and try and bring the margin back to 3 points, and it would be the NT's first score of the night. Yeah,
any goal you can get early in this game might be important, as you said, with that rain coming through. So this is important. He puts this one through.
He comes in, the left footer, strikes it well. Goal umpire barely moves, and the NT gets a much needed goal. 6 minutes gone, first quarter, 1 straight to 1-3.
First time they've journeyed forward, but did that well and popped it over the head and got a good start there.
They've been busy up here. Essendon they arrived yesterday, Nick, and they've really got into the culture of the territory. They had a welcome to country ceremony at Lake Alexander here today. They spent some time with Auskick kids, and I understand a group of them are going over to the Tiwi Islands tomorrow, so really engaging with the locals. Looking like they've enjoyed their trip.
Of course, over in Tiwi, the local side is the Bombers there as well, so there is a great history with Essendon and the Tiwi Islands.
Up it goes back in the middle. This time McDonald having the ruck work, with Kirby having a rest for the NT. As Paredes got a quick kick out of the pack there, up towards half forward. Essendon defence stand in the way. Paredes chases hard back through the middle though. Neat handball there came from McDonald. Edmonds might have been taken high. He was. Two Bombers came at him. And very impressive player for Palmerston, who haven't won a game locally here this year, but one shining light for them has been Lucas Edmonds, a goal-kicking midfielder. And he shows a lot of promise. He's not a bad kick. He'll kick from 50 metres by the time he puts ball to boot. Looks like he likes his chances. The wind is blowing pretty much across the ground at the moment, but Edmonds very deliberate. From 49, strikes it superbly, doesn't quite have the distance and slightly across the face. The first behind for the NT, margin 2 points.
He tried to push that with the breeze, didn't come back. And as you said, Kirby's on the bench. I don't think I've seen him do that all season for his local club. He's usually rests in the forward pocket, but something different.
Yeah, workhorse, and I guess it's testament to the strength of the NT team. Brutal tackle by Seth Harris. Somehow the handball got squeezed out. Zini, who's been busy. Nick Yarran over the top of the footy. O'Sullivan now tackled strongly by the Essendon player Mackay. Kick comes back in towards the middle. Kim Cantilla, the Tiwi bomber, who's playing for the Essendon Bombers tonight. He immediately plays on a beautifully weighted kick and a pretty courageous mark too by Alessio. That is the son of Stephen Alessio, who played for a premiership with Essendon back in 2000. That's almost a strong mark taken. Paredes did just enough to spoil it away. Comes up to Scott of the NT, and he's got Edmonds again on the wing. He gets pushed off the footy. Excellent pressure coming from Old. Old goes backwards to a teammate, and now it comes up towards the half-forward flank. Brilliant spoil away at the last moment by Churgwin, and it's out of bounds just as the Bombers look to press through half-forward.
Yeah, good mark, you said before, by Alessio. He had no idea what was going to come up behind him, and he showed he was definitely brave to do that. And there's the scene, as you said, a chip off the old block, basically. He did very, very well in that mark.
Good game of footy. Conditions a bit kinder than a few weeks ago, with the rainy season monsoon finally starting up here. Has cooled things down a lot. Kieran Parnell comes through the pack up towards half forward. Over the top, the spoil came from Making of Essendon there, number 73. Hoare kicks it towards the boundary line, and before Scott can gather there, it's going to be a boundary throw in. Wing on the outer side. Good crowd in attendance tonight, Nick. The locals have really rallied to it.
Yeah, for a midweek and a bit of wet weather around, but they've certainly picked up a big crowd there in the top part of the grandstand there.
Toss back into play. There's Carlson Cantilla. Got knocked away from the contest by McDonald. Philo around the corner. From behind, the attempted mark from Matt Ryan, who plays for the Pint Club. Over the top to Magro. Now, if you haven't seen this guy play, if you're watching in other states and you don't know much about Magro, he's got a thumping left foot kick. Kicks a lot of goals for the Waratah Football Club. And Jaden Magro, nephew of the famous Stan Magro of Collingwood fame several decades ago.
He would have kicked a couple of hundred goals at this end of the ground in his career.
He's not a huge man, is Jaden, but he's got a lovely kick. And from just inside 50 on the left boot, kicks it very long and kicks it very straight. And Magro has put the NT in front. 2-1-13. They lead Essendon, who got away to a bright start on 1-3-9. And it's a goal to Magro, a goal to Cordefa for the NT, and Sinnott kicked the only goal so far for the Bombers.
Yeah, good call there, Rob. People who haven't seen Magro before, that was it in a nutshell. Just the length of his kick, the time he took there. He's kicked a few. As we watch the replay, lovely kicking style right on the 50, and the goal umpire didn't move an inch. Perfect kick. Good start for him. And he's also, one of the things about Jaden, once he gets the goals early in the game, he usually gets a few of them. So good for his confidence to get him started early in this 10 minutes into the first quarter.
A little smile of the chat there to his direct opponent, Jamal Daly. Maybe saying to him that's the first of about 10, so better keep an eye on me. Kirby's back in the ruck and gives away a free kick. Stapleton will come up with the ball for Essendon. Out wide to Monty. Half forward, working his way to the front was Smart. Smart play, you could say, Nick. Comes inside, attacking 50 for Essendon. Front spots. 1 grab, 2 grab, 3 grabs is an excellent mark. Mazzini did everything he could, but an excellent grab has been taken there by Lachlan Monteith. Directly in front, 35 metres out, and it could be the quick reply for the Bombers.
Must be pretty confident because he didn't turn around at all. That he's walked with his back towards the goal the whole way back. So they were warming up at the other end of the ground. He's going to kick it into a pretty strong breeze that's kicked up now. He's going to have to aim for the right post and bring it back, you would think.
So had the height advantage on Mazzini. He was well positioned in front. Mazzini did everything he could, but that's a wonderful strike from there. Can be a tough end to kick goals from, as there's a little bit of a break in the stand before you get to the Michael Long Centre, and Breeze does come through there and can play havoc with kicking actions, but he did the right thing and squeezed it through for the second goal for Essendon, and they regain the lead by 2 points.
Yeah, scoring timing today, it's 20 minutes flat. There's no time on in these rep games, so there's just under 8 minutes left to go. So a handy goal there for the Bombers, and every goal you're going to get early in this game is worth probably 2. But a good lead up there, and kept his eye on it, and just outdid him for height.
He threw everything at him, didn't you, Mazzini? A little arm chop even at the start of the contest, but the bigger body, the long reach was just too much. So Stapleton goes in against Kirby again. Kirby with the bigger body is happy just to buffet him from the side. Comes to Darley, gives to Anderson. Out wide it comes. Carlin chasing hard. He's got a teammate with him. Kick curled around in the Kirby direction. He went up and couldn't take the mark. Then it comes to Schwartz, to Philo. Philo's low kick. The stretch from Cordefa. Couldn't take the mark. Good tackle from Yaron. Creates path for Magro around the corner this time. And I think Jaden's got his second, but you can thank the pressure that came from Nick Yaron there. Magro has 2, and the lead goes back to the NT. Goal for goal. 13.5 minutes gone, first quarter.
Yep, Yaron put all the pressure on him there. We'll wait for the replay, but then Magro just, the goal sneak that he is, picked it up and said, bang, I'll take that one. Thank you very much. As we're watching the replay, Good pressure there by the NT side. Knocked through, was in it the whole time. Magro just kept his eye on the ball and said thank you very much as it dropped to him. Let's put the Buffaloes back in front, 3-1-19 to 2-3-15. A good start to this game of footy.
Would have been nice if an NT teammate had gone and patted Nick Yaron on the head there. He did a great job setting that goal up. Sock it off the ground. Slightly into attack again, the NT. Good defence. Charging out was Ryan Eyre for Essendon. Handball came from Sinnott, who's one of the 2 goal scorers from the Bombers. He's now across half back. Lovely ball down towards half forward to Smart, who's done a couple of nice things. Oscar Smart into the pocket, and a wonderful kick hits his teammate on the chest. Jedwab. Jacob Jedwab. To the top of the goal square. Needs a high flyer. Monteith again. Couldn't take it. Here's Kim Cantilla. Here's danger. Here's a goal. And Cantilla, the Tiwi Bomber, scores for the Essendon Bombers. And this is very much an exciting game of footy with goals coming at a great rate. And Essendon regain the lead.
Yeah, 3-3 to 3 goals, 2 points in it as we come up to 5 minutes to go in this quarter. But a Tiwi Bomber in a Bomber shirt picked this up well, knew what he was going to do as soon as he got it. He looked at handoff for a second, but then thought, no, I can drop this over the top, and that's exactly what he did, kicking the Michael Long centre end.
Tough match up there for Braden McLean, number 17, the vice-captain for the NT, but he know his game pretty well, playing against him regularly in the local competition. Carlson Cantilla now, the ruck work. The bigger-bodied Arnold Kirby reaches over the top. Haitley gets the handball back to O'Neill. O'Neill, the ex-Eagle, kicks to centre half forward. O'Sullivan in from the side, gets the bouncing ball at ground level. Jed Anderson on the left boot, kicks it out towards the wing, looking for Darley. He shrugs the tackle just, got his handball away. Off the ground, the soccer attempt from Darms. They've made it up towards the half-forward flank, but only as far as Eckersley. Comes now to Old. Old looking for a teammate, but it's intercepted. Good play by Parnell. Couldn't quite burst through with any great effect. Yaron goes in hard once more, over the top, an Essendon player. Wants a holding the ball decision, won't get it. There'll be a ball up on the wing. Carlson Cantilla up against McDonald. Anderson. Carlin. Allows Ryan to run onto the footy. Back to Harris. Up towards the half-forward flank. It was Paredes. Magro again. Oh, the half volley was good, but he was tackled. Well done there by his opponent in Daly. So Essendon can send it back up towards half forward. Pushing and shoving going on. Churgwin Comes to McDonald. Fakes the handball once, twice, hugs the boundary line. He kept it in somehow. Big spoil from behind. Is there a crummer there? There is. It's Carlin on the right boot, and another goal for the NT. They regain the lead. They get their fourth. 4-1-25, Essendon 3-3-21.
Yeah, well picked up there by Scotty Carlin. Took his time when he dropped it for him. He knew what he was going to do as soon as he got the ball. And as I said, put the Buffs back in front. 4 goals, 125 to 3-3-21, coming up to 2.5 minutes to go of the first quarter. But this was, he threw 3 dubbies there to get through, and luckily he didn't go 2 steps more. I think he probably just pushed the boundary, but it came out very well. But as soon as he picked it up, he had only one idea in his mind, and thank you very much.
I mean, we're a long way away, Nick, but it just did seem, how did he stay on? It was like a tightrope walker. Dummied a couple of handballs, and there was no pressure on him to push him over the line. He was able to set up that goal to Scott Carlin. Entertaining match, goal for goal it is at the moment. 4-point lead to the NT. McDonald flies high over the top of Carlson Cantilla. Jed Anderson another possession, throws it onto the left boot. In from the side comes Making. Seth Harris has been busy. Over the top of him, Mackay. Carlson Cantilla, clever. Found O'Neill to Smart. He had time for a bounce. He could maybe have another one. Pressure comes to him now. In towards full forward. From the side, big fly. The spoil came off the ground. Not Brendan Cantilla. He didn't kick it, did he? I don't think so. He would be celebrating wholeheartedly if he did. It's out of bounds on the full. But exciting play. Yeah,
just went wide of the post, but could have been a goal of the year if he'd have got it through, but just missed it.
Braden McLean as we close in on quarter time. As Nick has mentioned, they're just 20-minute quarters without time on. McLean to half-back. Carlin. Initially that tackle might have been a bit high. Play on the call. Mackay was the tackler. No, the free kick is there. So Carlin, who kicked the most recent goal for the NT, has been called to play on. Just took a little step to the side. From the side there was Making. Eckersley. Mark drop. Perhaps the ball's getting a little slippery now. Monteith it was, who kicked a nice goal earlier, to Smart. He's 60 out. 1-on-2 battle. Clears the pack. O'Sullivan comes up with it. Dishes off to his teammate. Excellent play. Out it comes to Darley. Pressure comes in the form of Sinnott. Darley gets a kick around the corner. Looking for Carroll. Running onto the footy is Making. Carroll lays excellent pressure. Dives on it. Squeezes it out to Seth Harris. Opens up here for Cordefa, gives to Jed Anderson. Anderson on the left, low kick to Magro, has to dive, slips like across to his right-hand side. Couldn't take the mark. Carlin in for another possession at half forward. Comes back out, burrowing under there was the NT player. Around the corner goes Cordefa. Will it have the carry? It won't. Great spoil on the last line of defence. Saved a goal there, just as it appeared that Ryan might have a chance to mark. The big hand reached in from behind. I think it might have been Monteith in the end, and got the spoil away, and it went out of bounds, and no score to end the first quarter. 4-1 plays 3-3, Nick.
Absolutely, and that's the sort of game we wanted, but we'll be back with you soon for the second quarter here at TIO Stadium.
Cazalys Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is Cazalys Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro, or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge, or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Cazalys Palmerston Club, making a difference.
You know Territorians go a long way for one another. So it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we are here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling expenses. And that goes a long way when you're away.
Get a quote today.
TIO, we're for Territorians.
Looking for a fun day out with your family or friends? Putt on over to Palmerston Mini Golf. With our beautifully landscaped course suitable for all ages, you'll have a blast playing mini golf here at Palmerston. We offer the perfect setting for kids' birthday parties, complete with special packages to make their day unforgettable. And if you're looking to have some fun with your mates, we have you covered too. Play during the day or under lights. We're open until 10 p.m.
And we'll see you around Palmerston Mini Golf.
Find us at the Palmerston Golf and Country Club.
Welcome back to AFL NT's coverage of the 2024 Cazalys NTFL rep match here in Darwin on Larrakia Country. I'm Nick Danks. My commentary, the partner this evening, Robert Cross. Rob, great first quarter from both sides. What we came to see.
Yeah, it was end-to-end footy, goal for goal, wasn't it? It appeared that Essendon might have started the better, but then the NT team got into their groove. Of course, they're made up of players from different clubs. Whereas Essendon, well, they're not in season, so maybe the fitness isn't there as the NT team. They know each other maybe a bit better because they train together. But the NT, once they clicked into gear, matched it with Essendon and was set for a pretty exciting rest of the game. It's 25-21 at quarter time. Kirby up in ruck against Stapleton. Comes down there to Xavier O'Neill, the former Eagle, towards the forward pocket, a hold going on. And it's going to be a free kick to Mazzini of the NT. Right back pocket. He initially looks to the outer side here. Defensive side of the ground. And he'll kick down the line. Good strong mark in front though by Essendon. It was taken there by Mackay. Mackay for the Bombers. Awkward looking kick off the boot. Essendon have front spot. Second grab. So see the player that got it first? Yes, is the umpire. Armin Name. So Name has got it 30 metres out directly in front for a chance to restore the lead for the Bombers. And the goal for goal pattern looks like it could continue. It's not through yet. And the breeze blowing from right to left for him. Just 30 metres out from goal. Kicking to the airport end here at Marara. TIO Stadium hosts 2 AFL games a year. Forward to the Suns coming up again this year to play North Melbourne and Geelong. And Name is so far across the face. Oh no, he squeezed through from behind. I thought it was out in the full, Nick.
Yeah, no, he pushed that with the breeze, and the breeze just turned on him, and it just kept going to the. He needed to aim back more to the left-hand post. He pushed it to the right, and it just went out all the way.
Darcy Churgwin brings the ball back into play for the NT. Some courage there shown. Mark not taken. Carlin runs back with a flight, got a hand to it. About to be tackled by Eckersley. Got his kick to Magro again. Or might have been a hold there around the shoulder. It was. And you can see that Jamal Daly is really worried about Magro, who's got 2 first-quarter goals. Magro had front spot. He's a smaller man in stature, but he's pretty strongly built. And he was able to hold Daly off the footy and Daly infringed. So from the right forward pocket, not an easy kick. Probably aim for the left goal post and just bring it around on the breeze. So Magro, Waratah, goal kicking machine. So it's played in the Waffle in Western Australia, in Perth. He comes in for his 3rd goal, and no mistake again. So Magro, inside 3 minutes in the second quarter of this match, already has 3 on the board and 2 in a row for the NTFL side, and they scoot out to a little bit of a break.
Yeah, he had a chat to his opponent after his first goal, and he's just had another word then as he's walked past, and a bit of fun between the two of them. But yeah, definitely a free kick there. It was only one game for the ball, and umpire was right next to it, and Magro did what Magro does. He just took his time. As I said, when he gets his first one for the day, he's pretty right for the rest of the day. I've seen a couple of days where he's had the yips, but not tonight. He's played really well, and 3 real opportunities and scored every one of them. 5-1-31 to 3-5-23. 3 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Kirby works his way to the front against Stapleton. Handball comes out, sends Essendon forward. Monty kicks inside 50. Ball knocked away. It's Kim Cantella again. He's one of 3 Tiwi Bombers playing for the Essendon Bombers today. Good shepherd came from Monty. Back to Kim Cantella on the run. Has he brought it back enough? He hasn't. Doesn't miss those too often. And if you know Kim Cantella from the local competition, he loves a goal and loves a goal from the hard spots on the ground. Just a behind on that occasion. Churgwin brings the ball out for the NT to the wing. In from the side flies O'Sullivan. Paredes. Out it comes to Schwartz. Tackle laid by Harris. Essendon being monstered at the moment by the NT through the middle. And just as the ball got squeezed out, the umpire has called for a ball up right in the middle of TIO Stadium. Kirby wrestling again. Handball comes out. Seth Harris went without it. Darley's been busy. On the bounce, Schwartz. Back to Harris. Paredes slid through his knees and played it cleverly. Gave it to Kirby. Around the corner, but no one at home. The mark taken by Campbell Gray for Essendon. He sends it to Jamal Daly, who'll be happy for the moment to get away from Magro and play a defensive role. On the bounce, not a terrific kick. Put his teammate there under pressure and sent it, and the NT go forward. Anderson on the left boot, centering ball. Carroll got one hand to it. Yaron charging from the defensive line was the Essendon defence. Little handball comes back to Carroll, looking for Yaron again. To Schwartz, quickly on the left boot. Bo Schwartz, has he hooked it around too much? Or has he kicked the goal? He's got another one. So 2 goals to start the second quarter by the NT. And the margin now a handy 14 points.
Yeah, he went to kick that one off the ground. It just bounced away from him, and then Essendon did really well there in defence for a while, but it just bounced the wrong way, and the weight of numbers in the end for NT got that one over the line. As we're watching the replay here, he thought, oh, just didn't get bounced right for him. Had another go there. Good bit of a pull. Could have been pinged for the slight leg tackle there, but just weight of numbers in the end for NT, and pops this one in.
Yeah, the Essendon player that came charging off the full back line to put some pressure on number 2, Nick Yarran, there was Luca Alessio, who we mentioned earlier was the son of Stephen Alessio, the 2000 Essendon Premiership player in the AFL. Back in the middle, Carlson Cantilla, the undersized ruck for the Bombers. Big leap, though, and got over the top of Connor McDonald on that occasion. Helps the Bombers go forward up towards the top of the goal square. Ball knocked away. Brendan Cantilla tried to squeeze the ball out. Jedwab goes in hard. And ball comes out and into the hands of Jay Moody. Whistle's gone. It'll be a free kick to the NT, though. Parnell, they give it back to O'Sullivan. So the Waratahs defender into the back pocket where Braden McLean marks. He's called to play on, barely stepped over the line, but the umpire was right there. Churgwin, who's been very busy in defence. There's another possession in the right back pocket, called to play on. 15-metre kick over the top to Brodie Philo. Philo to Darms, done a few nice things. Kick smothered on this occasion. Still a chance for the NT. Yarran slips the high tackle, gives to Anderson. Another possession. Anderson's kick, though, not terrific. On the bounce, coming out was Making. Up towards Cantilla, who might have been taken crudely by Anderson. A ferocious attack on the footy, and the man by Anderson has created a path for his teammates. Darley gives it back to Carroll. Carroll from 60 metres left half forward, spearing ball in. Mark was dropped, though, by Essendon in defence by Hoare. Comes to the wing, spoil over the top by Parnell. All the pressure now from the NT on Essendon. Great tackling by Anderson again on O'Neill. Still going, Jed Anderson strips the footy from his opponent. Comes to Carroll, high kick. Essendon have numbers in defence. They almost spoil each other. Oh, I thought the mark should have been paid. It wasn't. Unlucky, old. Continues on at ground level, and now a free's going the NT way, I think, and it might be Beau Schwartz again for his second in a few minutes. Yeah, got unlucky there for the Bombers. Schwartz did get tackled high, but there was one there earlier. Thought James Old, I thought he had that mark long enough. But definitely a free for Schwartz, but you're right, it should have been probably stopped a few seconds earlier. But we go on, and another opportunity here for the Buffaloes to get a handy lead with this weather coming through in the second half. The intensity of Jed Anderson really set this goal up. He was brutal on the player with the ball and assisted in surging it inside 50, and Schwartz is the lucky recipient of a free kick. For his second goal, the Southern Districts player. Directly in front to extend the margin to 19 points. They've been accurate too. And this one is no exception. Their 7th goal. They kick 7-1 and they lead by 19. Essendon a little inaccurate. 3-6. There's a mark there. I don't want to just pick this up on replay, but Buffs, if you'd have told them they could get 3 goals this early in the second quarter, they would have taken it. But here it is. Just popped out there. But this is where I just think he had it long enough. We'll see again. No. Oh. Interesting call, because the play, his teammate came across and may have got hands to it first, so perhaps... Yeah, I think you're right. I think Daly got in front of him first and just touched it, so good decision again by the umpire. That's why they've set us up here. Yeah, good call, Nick. The men in white are always right. As Connor McDonald gives Arnold Kirby a spell for the NT in the ruck and climbs over the top of Carlson Cantilla. Xavier O'Neill, another possession from the middle. Sends Essendon forward. Ball bursts through the hands of Jack Perris, who played a game for St Kilda last year. He now finds himself at Essendon. Parnell. Perris again, determined. He's got great pace. Sinnott on the bounce over the top, unlucky. McLean fights on at ground level low, up against Name. And the clearing kick is excellent, finds Paredes. He goes in the Anderson direction. Another touch for Jed. Not a great one off the side of the boot there. Maybe took it a little bit too easily, but he's got a player in a little bit of space. Heavy bump came from Brendan Cantilla. He loves that play and he fights on at ground level. Reaching around him there was his opponent in Harris. Some vigorous play, though, and a free kick will go to Essendon. And it won't be Cantilla. Yes, it will. It's coming back now.
Yeah, did well though, Anders. He chased that ball to try and get his when he miskicked it, and unlucky, just a free kick given away just before he got there.
Kicks in towards the pocket, looks for Kim Cantilla. Oh, the slippery ball now maybe started to take effect as he got it on the chest. It's like that awkward height though, whether you take it in the hands or on your chest, and it bounced off and out of bounds. Right forward pocket for Essendon. And they've kicked just 2 behinds this quarter. NT have kicked 3 straight. Halfway through the term, 20-minute quarters, no time on. Carlson Cantilla wrestles with McDonald. Paredes, another possession. Into the middle, over the top of Making. Slides to his knees, got away from Magro. In the end, Clever. Yaron's been pretty good. He shrugs the Making tackle just enough to get the handball out. Harris received from Cordefa, 2 St Mary's players here. Up towards Darms. Darms to 60 metres. Long ball. No one in the square. Won't quite carry the 2 players coming in from the side. One of those was Carroll for the NT. And he had Hoare with him from Essendon.
Probably the opportunity there just to lower his eyes rather than shoot for goal there. But decided to have a go at it. It was just a little bit short.
Bounce to Eckersley. Plenty of time for the fumble. Almost trickled out of bounds before he got there. Very laconic. Magro came at him. He kicks up towards a teammate on the lead there who couldn't take it in. Monteith, who kicked a goal in the first quarter after a strong mark. So NT have really taken over this game. Essendon having started their pre-season a little while ago. But these NT players have been playing football in local competition since October. And obviously doing pre-season prior to that. So some pretty hardened bodies out there for the NT. Their conditions as well, getting a little slippery. Handball from O'Sullivan. McLean's been good, finds himself in the middle of the ground. Kicks in the Scott direction. Misses the target. On the bounce, getting knocked off the footy was Mazzini. Creates a path for Toma, whose kick is brilliant. Oh, he just drops the chest mark. The pressure was just enough at the last moment. Quick snap on goal is not good enough from Alessio. And a behind only. And you think that was a missed opportunity there. They had the run of the play. They worked the ball well into the forward line. And the chest mark probably should have been taken despite the late pressure from the NT. Moody. Churgwin, who's been the go-to player out in those pockets. Just a bit of a link player to get the ball out of defence. The St Mary's defender, and pretty much standing outside the St Mary's club there. Could almost wander in and have a refreshment if he needed one. On the bounce, looking for O'Sullivan. Mazzini, picked up neatly by Smart. Good pressure. As always, hard at the footy there was Anderson, but he was met pretty strongly the other way as well. And Anderson comes in again, and that was Tom Toma who came in to pressure Anderson at the bottom of that pack. Kirby will do the ruck work. Big Arnold, number 36. Up against Stapleton for Essendon. Nullify each other. Paredes has been terrific. Nice little give to McLean to Anderson. No one on the wing though for the NT side. Gray takes the mark. He's got some time to gallop away. I'd love a goal. 14 minutes gone, second quarter. In from the side comes Cantilla. Couldn't bring the mark down. Handball comes out looking for Smart. Close to the line. Kirby corrals him. Goes backwards. Neat sidestep by Daly. Got around Big Arnold. Kicks in towards the goal square. Spoiled away. Going in hard was McLean, and he's happy to see it through for a rush behind just as Brendan Cantilla came in to lay the tackle.
Yeah, good tackle there by Brendan Cantilla.
McLean wastes no time. Straight down the line to Schwartz, who's kicked 2 goals this quarter for the NT Buffaloes. Good ball out wide to Seth Harris. They're teaming well, the NT. Couldn't see anything straight down the line, so it comes back in to Churgwin. Now to O'Sullivan. So opponents there. 2 of the best performed NTFL teams. A St Mary's player to a Waratah player. Teammates now, but they'll be pretty bitter rivals in the run up to the finals because they're 2 of the leading sides in contention for the premiership this year. Daly kicks towards half forward. Tackle on Mazzini. Churgwin has the ball kicked away. Here's a little window here for Essendon. Some strong tackling is laid though. Handball over the top. Quick shot on goal. from Monteith, and it thuds into the into the goalpost for a behind. So Monteith kicked a goal in the first quarter, a shot on the fly then, unlucky, and they're up to 3-8. Margin and even 3 goals. NT much more accurate, 7-2.
Couple of pre-season rusts there from the Essendon players. That one there he would have done every other day during the season. He popped that one in, and here comes the rain.
Yeah, see it on the screen there, coming down pretty heavily as McLean to Philo. So it looks like rain will set in for the rest of the night here. And a pretty handy 3-goal lead at the moment. Schwartz cuts in between a couple of Essendon players, gives it back to Darley, who's had a good game. He tries the clever kick round the corner, which worked back to Carlin. To Schwartz, and an excellent smother by the Essendon player who'll come off for a rest in Jacob Jedwab. So a boundary throw in as the rain tumbles down. 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter. 3-goal lead to the NT. They led by just 3 points at quarter time. They've kicked 3 goals to nothing this quarter. In fact, they've kicked 3 goals, 1 to 4 behinds as they go forward. But Essendon, the mark's dropped. Chance here for Magro again if Cordefa's nice. He is nice, but Magro couldn't control the footy, and now he's taken in a very strong tackle, wrapped up, and there will be a ball up. Cordefa did the team thing. He was on his right side. He's a left-footer, Cordefa. Could have had a ping himself, but handed on to his smaller teammate, and the Essendon defence came from everywhere to lay a strong tackle. Daly gets pushed off the footy. Carroll bursts his way through. Comes back to Daly. Taken by Yaron, who's been good. Excellent handball. Magro from the boundary line. Can he kick that one? It'll be a miracle goal. He's right across the face. Couldn't quite get the strike on it to bend it around. And before Gray could get the footy, it goes out of bounds in the right forward pocket.
Yeah, the breeze wasn't in Magro's favour. Then he needed to be the other end of the ground, and he might have been able to bring it back, but it was always just going to come straight across from that angle with that part of the ground, the way the breeze comes into the stadium.
Cordefa will do the ruck work against Carlson Cantilla. Clears the 2 rucks as they go at it. Cantilla fights on at ground level. Edmonds, his kick smothered. He's still going hard. Slung to the ground in a fierce tackle. Ball up. 76 there. Jackson Haitley for Essendon. He's played AFL footy. 2018 draft. I think he was picked about 14 from the Giants, then went home to Adelaide. Now finds himself in the Essendon VFL side. Here's Jed Anderson, who's at 3 AFL clubs. Brilliant handball to Nick Yaron, and Nick Yaron gets a goal. Anderson superb. And is that little buffalo sign there that they put up when they've been kicking the goals tonight? Let's say it is. But Anderson was brilliant again, and Nick Yaron gets a well-deserved goal because he set up a goal earlier in the night and gets one back himself. Yeah,
he played a pretty on and off first quarter, but this second quarter he's shown what he can do, and as he burst through the pack here, tapped down very, very well, and then just took the time and said thank you very much. 8 goals, 250 to 3-9-27, minute and a half to go of this quarter. And a couple of the Essendon boys must be thinking it's raining and it's still 31 degrees. So it's 28 officially, but feels like 31. So there'll be a couple of boys out there coming from Whitney Hill going, what's going on here? They'll be used to the rain, just not the 28 degrees.
What have Essendon got? Desperately needing a goal. Huge leap by McDonald. Only as far, though, as the Essendon player through the middle. As the ball comes out of defence and is seen out of bounds. Moody for the NT. So boundary throw in with less than a minute to go in the second quarter. Just time for Essendon to get one. Trailing by 23 points. Haven't kicked a goal in the second quarter. Rain falling, more to come. Darms tries to lay the tackle. Handball by Smart. Neat sidestep. Great snap. That's Luca Alessio. Not great enough. Out of bounds on the full. Did the hard work weaving his way through the pack. But the miracle goal was not to be. So probably the last chance at a score in this quarter with 10 seconds remaining. And time again to bring the ball back out in the right back pocket to Philo. He sends it to Darley, who sends it back to Philo, and that'll be just about it. There it is, half-time, Nick.
Yeah, 8-2-50 to 3-9-27. 4 goals in that quarter for the Buffaloes and none for the Essendon side. So 3 points at quarter time, now 23-point lead at half time. We'll be back with you shortly here at TAO Stadium.
Cazalys Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks. Cazalys Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Cazalys Palmerston Club, making it.
Looking for a fun day out with your family or friends? Head on over to Palmerston Mini Golf. With our beautifully landscaped course suitable for all ages, you'll have a blast playing mini golf here at Palmerston. We offer the perfect setting for kids' birthday parties, complete with special packages to make their day unforgettable. And if you're looking to have some fun with your mates, we have you covered too. Play during the day or under lights. We're open until 10 p.m.
And we'll see you around Palmerston Mini Golf.
Find us at the Palmerston Golf and Country Club.
You know Territorians go a long way for one another. So it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we are here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling expenses. And that goes a long way when you're away. Get a quote today. TIO. We're for Territorians.
So we're here on a Friday night for our NAB AFL Auskick, where we run a girls only option and the kids are pumped, ready to rock and roll and have some fun with the footy.
We signed our daughter up for Auskick because her big brother did Auskick last year and she just loves it. I thought signing her up for a girls only group would be a great chance for her to kind of be with some friends in a comfortable environment.
The thing about a girls only team that I think Zoe really enjoys is that she gets to run around with like-minded girls. They get distracted, they do cartwheels, they hold hands, they sing. It just makes it a bit more of a fun experience.
I like Auskick because I get to play with my sister. We love Auskick.
A number of parents have asked if their daughter has to be in your girls group, and they don't. There will be some girls that will naturally just gravitate to brothers or cousins and join the boys group and have just as much fun if it were to be single sex. So yeah, there's definitely options there every Friday night.
My girls just love interacting with the other girls here. They love kicking a footy, they love learning the skills, and they love the hot dog at the end. I love joining in with my girls. I actually can't help myself, and I love to see the skills not only of my kids but of the other kids in their girls only group really developing over the clinic.
Evie just loves playing the games, learning new things. She'll be doing it then for the rest of the weekend, doing her favourite kicks, telling us how many goals she kicked on Friday night.
The best thing about Auskick is that it's really fun. It's lots of fun for them.
Yeah!
Only got taken out though, and they'll run back in with it. The South Fremantle Bulldogs and Strom. You've got a pretty good camera view there. And up in the commentary box, we're looking right from behind. It's not a bad looking kick, and it's gone straight through. And the Bulldogs open the scoring.
Mitch Robinson takes the mark. He's trying to pinch a 50-metre penalty there. The umpire's having nothing of it. Goes long down to full forward, and Hope takes the big mark. There was two NT players there, Hope and Calder, but Hope's strength at the top of the table. But Hope from kicking from about 30 had a bit more room, I think, but no problem whatsoever. Straight through the middle for the NTFL's second goal of the game. And
looking bored, and he does. Now they can keep going to Robinson. Robinson's kick again, looking pretty good to Magro. That's Jaden Magro. Sideways. He's going to kick from 50. The left footer straight in front. Bombs it long and through. And the NT gets their third goal.
Goes off the side of the boot from Salmeri, and a forward pass by Hall. Gets out to Bleshington in some space, runs in towards the open goal now, gets a push as he kicked the ball, but still had enough composure and balance. The hand pass comes forward from Bleshington as he was tackled, and now a quick kick forward by James, gets the ball down towards half forward, and hand pass over the back by O'Hare, gets it to Stevens. Stevens has a shot at goal, and this one sailed through as well. It's just goal for goal at the moment, early stages of this second quarter.
His kick smothered. South Fremantle, though, will go back into attack through Kyle Russell. It's going to be a bit of a bounce. Spooner couldn't quite get it. It's gone over the back, though, and running into an open goal was Chase Bourne.
Pass was at his feet. Robinson toe poked it forward. Dylan Lant trapped it and now kicks long inside forward 50. There's a couple of players out here. One of them, Magro, in front, had no opponent. And
Jaden Magro will kick, and it's a pretty good looking kick. Jackson Calder pulls it, and he gets his second. So he becomes the first multiple goal scorer. Board gets it back. Now he gives it off to Hams. Hams onto Hall. Aiden Hall out wide. Gee, that's Schleith. And what would this be, Nick? I don't know if you're keeping score, but in terms of the lead change, as Schleith's kick goes slightly to the right, but
no, he's got it right through the middle.
He's got it through the middle.
Yep.
He's run all the way down to the wing. He chips in board to Robinson, who's got some space. He goes long over the top. He's got a player all by himself back there, and Harley Burnell was just free out the back, but a terrific long kick from Mitch Robinson.
Mitch Robinson saw that coming from a long way out, and he called that through, and yep, that's what the NT needed coming into it, though.
Again, Philo tries to dance and beat the tackle as James gets it off to Carter. Carter onto Magro, one of the best, the only multiple goal scorer on the field. He swivels onto the left from 50 out and bombs it through.
In the local competition, he kicks high inside forward 50 now, and Hope in the contest sees the ball at the back now, recovers well, gives it by hand, and the snapshot from Fijo, has it come back enough? He likes it, goal umpire likes it, and it is a goal for the NT, and Ronald Fijo gets his first, I think, Nick, on the board.
Field position over time, comes back to Dylan Lant. Lant with the left foot looking for Calder. Calder got his hands on it. It's going to pop out the back, though. Who's it got? It landed in the hands of. The fingers are up. Everyone loves it. There's Licky Yarran that's getting the high fives. It's going to bounce clear. Jaden Magro's got three. The number 33, can he get his fourth? No, he goes inboard. Tapped on by Stokes to Calder. Loose on the ground. Socket off the ground by Darcy Hope as a goal.
And enables Pearson to come in, and now they work it through the hands as Turnbull kicks long to the advantage of his teammate. That was a beautiful kick over the top, just weighted it perfectly.
Cover. So that danger zone, though, and he doesn't make any mistakes, which is handy for the Bulldogs.
It's Nathan Spooner's second goal for the night.
Finds O'Hare, who's had a fair bit of footy tonight as well. He goes long inside forward 50. Ball spills over the back of the pack. Lockie Taylor there gets a quick to it, out kick to it. A chance for South Freo now. Surely this one's a goal. Yes, it is.
Stokes onto McLean. McLean just twivels and turns and goes looking for Paredes. Bounces off him. Kirby, the big fella, can't quite get it out. Comes to Magro, who balks once, balks life, then goes at goals and gets his fourth.
Yeah, popped up every quarter Magro has, and Welcome back to AFL NT's coverage of the 2024 at Cazalys NTFL rep match here in Darwin on Larrakia country. I'm Nick Danks, my commentary partner this evening, Robert Cross. Rob, great first half of the Buffaloes kicking away there in the second quarter.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. 4-0 in that second term. Inaccurate kicking by Essendon. Missed a few chances. Could have been closer, but 24-point lead at half-time. There's some rain. It's good to see that on the radar. It seems to be breaking up a little bit, so more drizzly than heavy rain. So it will be slippery. The locals will be used to those conditions, perhaps more than the Essendon team. But Essendon have got some pretty good players in the lineup, some ex-AFL experience, so let's hope they can make a game of it. As the handball comes out from Monty, immediately shut down. Go forward through the middle up towards centre half forward. Running back of the flight there was Jay Moody, who takes a good mark for the NT. He goes to Darley, who was busy in the first half. He's got AFL experience, now plays for the Tiwi Bombers in the NTFL. Down the line to Scott Carlin. Carlin takes a good mark. Carlin kicks up towards half forward. In front, the mark's taken there by Matt Ryan. So Ryan from the Pike Football Club, inboard to Philo. Philo plays at Nightcliff, but is also well known in the Ovens and Murray League as well. Anderson got better as the game went on, had an excellent second quarter. He takes the mark and kicks up in the Kirby direction. He's having a spell up forward, slides into the mark, couldn't take it. Bursting through there and trying to take it with him was James Old.
You may have heard a voice in the background then. That was Mr. Kevin Sheedy just popped in to make sure that we're looking after his Essendon boys.
I didn't turn around, but that was my 100% guess that that's who it would be. What a great character and a brilliant person for AFL football across so many parts of Australia, and former Essendon coach. Great ties to the NT, especially the Tiwi Bombers. Great that he's up here for this game. Flipping a little handball through the legs of players there was Anderson again from another possession. Snap around the corner comes from Matt Ryan. It's across the face for a behind.
Matty Ryan snapped a few of those in his time up here in the top end, and a big weekend of footy coming up here, local footy as well. We'll have a look at that when we get a chance. So we'll bring it back into play now.
Kick comes in over the 50-metre defensive arc. Stapleton wrestling, but Arnold Kirby with a big body holds front position. And the Waratah ruckman takes the mark. Spearing pass was a little bit too cute, looking for his Waratah teammate in Magro. And that's a dangerous kick in turn by Essendon. Might create a chance. Socket off the ground. Essendon bring it out from half-back. Clears the pack. Moody runs onto it. Kim Cantilla chases him, one of three Tiwi Bombers who are playing for Essendon tonight. Somehow Moody slips the tackle, finds Mazzini, and Mazzini's tackled immediately by Lachlan Monteith, and it's out of bounds.
8 goals, 351 to 3-8-26. Just started, of course, the third quarter here. The rain's gone away a little bit. Hopefully it stays away for the rest of the game, but the ground's, of course, a little bit wet, but will dry out pretty quickly.
Kirby in front. Looked for Anderson over his head. Haitley went without it. Carroll lays a strong tackle on O'Neill. O'Neill slaps hands with Haitley, two ex-AFL players. Both came out of the 2018 AFL draft. Haitley, pretty high pick. And O'Neill, I think, was in the top 30 as well. It's thrown in, wrestling. Stapleton and Kirby won the tap. Scott back to Darley. Comes back to Philo. Darley. Maybe a holding the ball there, and it is a free kick to Essendon. He had it for a long time. It'll go to Monty. Monty inside 50. Taken by McLean. Moody was clever to Scott. Scott marks on his chest and called to play on. O'Neill stands the mark. Scott gets around him. Looking for Cordefa. Kirby. Yaron was there, well played by Cordefa, who had another crack at it and then sends a high kick towards half forward. Waiting under it, Ryan. Charging through there, Eckersley. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle. Going to be a ball up, or is it a free kick? It's going to be a ball up as the players, the Essendon defenders, stream back towards the goal square to take their NT Buffaloes opponents. Stapleton throws Cordefa out of the way. Paredes goes without it. Another short possession from Anderson. Handball out to Making. Jack Peris was involved as well, and he waits for the ball to come out of the pack. Still waiting. Now the handball comes from Mackay. And now a high kick won't travel the necessary distance, I wouldn't have thought. Grabbed out of the air by Anderson. Quick shot on goal to the top of the goal square. It's punched away. Magro might have 4. Thumps it into the right-hand goal post with a quick snap.
Didn't want to be the post then, but Magro came through and he belted that in. I thought it had gone through, but he hit it with a big thump, and Essendon were pretty lucky there.
NT continuing to control this game. They broke it open in the second quarter. They led by 3 points at quarter time, but 4 goals to no goals in the second quarter. Extended the margin to 24 points. And they've dominated the first part of this third quarter. Nick Yarran went up and then soccers it off the ground. Barely made 15 metres, I thought, but Eckersley takes it, dishes it off down the line to Haitley. Essendon need a goal. Bring themselves back into the match. Up towards half forward. In from the side comes Churgwin. Back goes Name for Essendon. And his handball in hope, looking for a teammate, goes out of bounds before Ryan Nyhouse, the NT captain, could gather. So at least you're at the right end of the ground. It's been dominated the first 5 minutes of this quarter by the NT. And now bring it up to their forward line. Loftus, free kick maybe. Who's going to get it? McDonald. McDonald wins the free kick in ruck to Darley. Another possession. Stretching on the wing. Might have just got a little bit of a nudge in the back. Anderson wastes no time. Centering ball's excellent. Seth Harris has got plenty of room. Runs to 60. In towards the pocket. Wants Magro. Dives after it and frustratingly can't just bring the chest mark in. Ald had almost given up on it. But Magro, just with the fingertips, couldn't wrestle the ball. A slippery pill, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, dry down a Sunday afternoon or a Saturday afternoon, he would have taken that one, but ball's pretty wet there now. A lot of rain there at half-time, and very hard to take those marks in these conditions.
Magro has 3 goals, Bo Schwartz 2, the leading goal scorers for the NT. Good tackling again by Yarran, this time on Will Hall. No chance to get rid of it, so there'll be a ball up, still deep into attack for the NT. 20-minute quarters, 6.5 minutes have elapsed in the third. Cordefa, brute strength, pushes his opponent out of the way. Quick snap on goal is through for a behind only. So now it's the turn of the NT Buffaloes to be inaccurate. 8-5 to 3-8, the lead to 27 points. As the Bombers bring the ball back into play. Stretch came from O'Neill. Peris. And over the top. Back to O'Neill. Oh, just shrugged the tackle. Sold his teammate into a bit of trouble. Mackay was good enough to slip away from the tackle. Kim Cantilla. Loftus. Ooh, watch out. Haitley coming the other way. There was Darms and did very well to quell that attack of the Bombers. Harris. Parnell. Towards the wing, and O'Neill stands in the way. Ryan's hurt himself. He ran into the back of the solidly built O'Neill, who sends it now up towards half forward. Running back with a flight there was Nyhouse, the captain for NT. Couldn't take the mark. And the last player to touch the footy, Luca Alessio.
Matt Ryan's back up. He's just going to come off, I think, in a minute. It was a big hit from behind.
Yeah, you're right. He's just crossed the line now. Moody comes on. Going to get assessed on the bench. Parides had an excellent second quarter. Charging through there was Toma. Nyhouse. In front, Cordefa. Cutting his way through Carroll. Now the space opens up for the NT. Watch them run. Darley goes. Edmonds. He just momentarily got held up. Now he's got Darley. Marks in front of Old. Short chip kick, maybe a little too cute. Comes to Magro. He's wrapped up by Making. The move might have been made by Essendon. Making wins the free kick for a hold. And in the first half, Jamal Daly gave up 3 goals on Magro, and I think the change has been made. And excellent work by AU Making. He pokes a little past just the 15 over the top to Mackay. Switches play into the goal square. Hoare calls for a player to come at him. Oh, just clears Carroll's fingertips. Taken by Eckersley it is. To the wing. The push and the shove. Kim Cantilla. And coming in from the side is Moody. Does a very good defensive piece of work to see the ball out of bounds at the NT interchange gate. So a bit of a lull in the game. No goals scored in this quarter so far. Essendon holding the NT, but not showing any real attacking impetus at all. They've been forward just one or two times, almost halfway through this quarter. McDonald was clever to Schwartz, to Philo. Hands and knees, looks for Nyhouse. Moody's been good this quarter, came into the hip and shoulder. Nyhouse has got Scott if he wants him. Goes long instead with a big kick. From behind, the fly came from Brendan Cantilla. And an infringement there has been paid. It will go against Cantilla. Philo comes up with a footy, but I think he's going to give it to Carlin. So Carlin wins the free kick. No one on the mark. Handballs to Philo. Excellent on left and right foot. Uses his left this time. Looks for Yaron, who had a moment of space. It was quickly closed down by Brendan Cantilla. Yaron deliberate, I reckon. What will the umpire say? No.
It paid him the benefit of the doubt there, but I reckon it was deliberate. But he's just been blindsided. Luckily, he had an Essendon player right on his back when he did it, but he only had one intention then.
Yeah, no, we had the view, didn't we? But you're right. Tough for the umps. In it comes. Stapleton wrestling with Kirby. Good power trying to burst his way through was Tom Toma, who's spent a few seasons up here playing for Waratah, a handful of games in a couple of seasons. Trying to handball it while he was falling to the ground was Mackay. Clumsy effort in the end, and it goes out of bounds. So after an exciting first half, in the first quarter in particular, in the opening stages of the second quarter where it was goal for goal, the Buffaloes have burst away, and now it's a bit of a stalemate through 11 minutes in the third quarter. Light drizzle still, so pretty tough conditions underfoot. Carlin. Mackay over the top, lays a tackle on him. Just need a little bit of brilliance, maybe from one of the Tiwi players that are representing Essendon, or one of the ex-AFL players in Haitley or O'Neill. Come up with something for the Essendon Bombers. Kirby straight down to O'Neill. Nice one-handed pick up the wet footy by Monty, but he's tackled straight away. Ball comes back inboard there. Toma has lifted his work rate, but he's taken in a tackle by Paredes, who strips him of the footy. Play on the call, well done. Scott was clever. Handball out, came to Yaron. Excellent football. Now to Edmonds. Horrible on the left boot. Couldn't get any purchase. Kirby was strong, got rid of his opponent, and he kicks towards goal. Mark was dropped in the last line of defence. Door opens. Carroll rides a big bump from Brendan Cantilla. Comes back to Darms. The kick around the corner is excellent. And coming out and taking the mark is Schwartz, who will line up for goal number 3.
Yeah, just lowered the eyes that he did and just picked Schwartz running out of the goal square, and Schwartz can turn around and, as you said, pop this in for his third and the first goal for the quarter for either side, and the ninth for the Buffaloes.
Essendon have been holding the NT pretty well, but this will hurt. Push the margin out to 29, or in fact 33 points if he gets it. Their 9th goal. Schwartz's third, pokes at it, but kicks with great skill and technique. And the NT Buffaloes got a 9-5-59. Essendon 3-8-26.
Yeah, 12.5 minutes into the third quarter, and the Buffaloes have kicked away, as you said, now 33-point lead. And you really think Essendon are going to have to do something special. They've not really put much pressure when they've gone forward. And as we see in the replay here, Big Kirby did what he normally does and just causes havoc in the forward line when he's resting up there. And then the bounce went NT's way for the rest. A good hip and shoulder there, but took that well. And then lowered the eyes and popped it to the leading forward, and Schwartz has taken that and said thank you.
Schwartz joins Magro as the only player to hit multiple goals on the ground. They've each kicked 3. Big ask for Essendon now. Anderson. Philo. Good umpiring. Good little tap on the head, but he was slipping to the ground. Harris, Philo. Socket in mid-air by Churgwin. Big leap from behind in one of the Cantillas. Handball came there from Old. Off to Eckersley. Out wide it comes. Scott traps the wet, greasy ball delightfully. Sends it back inboard. Some neat stepping now with Churgwin. He pokes the kick to Edmonds. Lucas Edmonds from 60 metres points to someone to give him a lead. He could almost kick it himself. Sets sail for goal as it got the legs on it. In from the side, a big fly came from Ryan. Daly with the footy now for Essendon in front. Gets the pressure from Yaron and Carroll. Back in towards the pocket. Old. Daly confronted head-on by Kirby. Play on. Carroll's tackling has been relentless. Squeezes it off. Little handball was good. Cordefa's taken in a tackle. Given to Yaron. Yaron for his second. Was it touched? It won't make the distance anyway. And marked on the last line. And will be sent back into play by... Oh, no, was it?
No, the umpire's just called that a point. It just must have crossed the line.
So a good passage of play here. And again, the desperation of Nick Yaron. And some pretty good desperation there from Eckersley as well.
And you could tell by Yaron it was touched because he punched the ground the moment he kicked it, so he knew he didn't get that clear.
And Eckersley follows up strongly, almost up to the wing. Played in the grand final in the VFL last year for the Gold Coast against Werribee in that winning side. He's made his way down to Essendon. There's a good two-grab mark taken by the ruckman Stapleton. Essendon would love a goal. Into the pocket. That's a good strong mark. Pressure came from McLean. Smart took the mark. Whistle's blown. What's going on? Is it a free kick? Smart's not going to take the kick. It must have gone out of bounds.
Yeah.
So nothing going the Bombers' way at the moment. Trailing by 34 points, 9-6 to 3-8. At least it's in their forward line. What can they conjure? Stapleton. Beaten to it by Kirby. Smart with another possession. Kicks this one out of bounds on the full. Churgwin will bring the ball back into play. Nothing going the Bombers' way.
They have to jump the fence and go to the Michael Long Centre. So while he's done that, we've got a big round of footy coming up here in the top end this weekend. Round 15, 2 o'clock here at TIO. Tiwi Bombers taking on the Darwin Buffs. 4:30 here at TIO, the game of the round, Pint versus St Mary's. 6:30 Gardens Oval, the Foundation Cup game, Waratah versus Wanderers, with their special guest Jonathan Brown from the Bears, the Lions I should say. And 6:30 the Cazalys are in Palmerston Southern Districts for round 15, a local footy, as we're getting very close to finals time up here in the top end.
4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Churgwin brings the ball back down towards the wing. Infringement has been found in that pack. It's going to go the NT's way. Sullivan chips the kick back in the Kirby direction. Looks inboard. Will go the defensive play down the line. Good lead coming from Scott Carlin, his Waratah teammate. Daly slides by. Now McLean. Plenty of loose men. O'Sullivan. Sullivan's kick in towards Carroll. Brendan Cantilla flew. Carroll at ground level squeezes the handball out to Seth Harris. The pressure came from Cantilla. Back to Anderson. Now the high kick around the corner. Covers the necessary distance. Making flew over the top of Edmonds and knocks it out of bounds.
So just under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 9-6-60 to 3-8-26. So since quarter time, Essendon have only managed 4 points and they hit the ground running right at the start. We thought this is going to be a end for end, but they just haven't been able to break through since quarter time.
In fact, they haven't scored at all this quarter, Nick. Send it out of defensive 50. Big fly coming in from behind from O'Sullivan was excellent. Ball is slippery. It's been raining pretty solidly for a quarter or so. Pack, spoil. Edmonds couldn't quite get a purchase on the footy. Then he was tackled. Scott's always dangerous. He's got some pace, gives himself some room. And his kick around the corner is only as far as Daly. Daly transfers play to Brendan Cantilla, skipper of the Tiwi Bombers. He goes inboard to Old. Got some late pressure there from Cordefa. Quite a 50-metre penalty. Umpire telling Big Tex where to stand on the mark. Old looked inboard and then goes back to the outer side, defensive side of the ground. Spills over the back of the pack. Little handball to himself there from Monteith. Didn't open up an opportunity. Smart fights on at ground level, as does O'Sullivan. Chopped down by Monty. Maybe this is a chance for Essendon. But everywhere a red and black jumper is the ochre and whites of the NT. Really good team performance by the Territory after a toing and froing opening quarter. Looked like it could have been anyone's game. It's been all the NT since then. They've really shut down the match in this third term. They've only kicked one goal for the quarter, but they've held the Bombers scoreless with a minute and a bit to go in the third quarter. Not completely out of it. They'd love a goal late in this quarter. Whistle's gone, and it's going to be a free kick to McDonald. To McLean. Kick smothered. Into the middle. Darms tries to shrug the tackle. Monteith had him. Mazzini intercepted. Brought up by Paris, the former Saint. Jack Paris kicks up towards the forward line. 2-on-1 contest. And coming away with it is Kieran Parnell. Parnell to the wing. Looking for Ryan. He's met coming in from the side. Big collision there. It's knocked away by Monteith.
Has been played in the NT's half for most of the game, but when it has gone forward for Essendon, the defence has stood up really well for the NT side, and just there was an opportunity there where they've shut that down really quickly.
Yeah, sure has. From behind, McDonald up against Stapleton. Clever tap on there by Darley, finds Edmonds. His kick around the corner. Clever play there by Ryan, just got a hand onto it. Cordefa taps it on further as the three-quarter time siren sounds.
As there we go, 9-6, 60 to 3-8, 26. They were held scoreless in that quarter. Essendon only scored 4 points since quarter time. We'll be back with you shortly here at TIO Stadium.
Cazalys Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Cazalys Palmerston Club, making a difference.
You know Territorians go a long way for one another. So it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling expenses. And that goes a long way when you're away. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Looking for a fun day out with your family or friends? Putt on over to Palmerston Mini Golf. With our beautifully landscaped course suitable for all ages, you'll have a blast playing mini golf here at Palmerston. We offer the perfect setting for kids' birthday parties, complete with special packages to make their day unforgettable. And if you're looking to have some fun with your mates, we have you covered too. Play during the day or under lights. We're open until 10 p.m.
And we'll see you around Palmerston Mini Golf.
Find us at the Palmerston Golf and Country Club.
Welcome back here to the AFL NT's coverage of the 2024 Cazalys NTFL representative game here in Darwin. My name's Nick Danks and Rob Cross with me this evening. Well, the NT Buffaloes have done a couple of times. It kicked away in that quarter, held them scoreless, but Essendon need to show something in this final quarter, you would think, Rob.
Absolutely, Nick. It was a great third quarter by the NT. They only kicked one goal for, but did, as you mentioned, kept the Essendon scoreless as Paredes breaks away early. The last thing Essendon want is an opening goal. Well done by Ryan. Faked the handball, swings onto the left boot, and with some late pressure perhaps, kicks it across the face of goal. Dangerous player, Matt Ryan. And Essendon breathe a sigh of relief to bring the ball back in from the right back pocket.
Yeah, would have not what Essendon wanted was an early goal there, but...
So Will Hall from behind, the big fly came from Loftus, but it comes off hands and goes out of bounds. So they've had some solid players through the night, Essendon, but no real game breakers. Jack Paris has done a couple of nice things, the speedy ex-Saint. Hasn't quite been able to lift his side. Xavier O'Neill, ex-Eagles, has worked hard playing in the midfield. Paris waiting at the feet of the ruckman, trying to get control of the footy. Anders has been terrific. Now Paris. What can he spark for the Bombers? Mazzini was good. Knocked the ball away. Carlson, in fact, it was Kim Cantilla. Now Smart. Will it stay in? No. Essendon, nothing going their way again. Just as the ball took a right turn and goal. 30 metres around. Paris was involved. Smart was involved. O'Neill as well. In from the side, the big leap came from Loftus. Moody taking in a tackle. Paris getting busy. O'Sullivan tackled. Kirby. Anderson. Kick smothered. That's better. Handball over top by Paris. He's been dynamite early in this quarter. Ryan Eyre gets slung to ground by Anderson. Darms calling for it. Carlin to centre half forward. Open forward line. Over the back. Desperately Hoare trying to clear it. Ryan holds front position. Goes to ground. Scott always dangerous. Powerful tackle brings his Essendon opponent to ground, and there'll be a ball up at left half forward for the NT. James Auld wasn't going anywhere with Scott sweating on him. So a stoppage up forward again for the NT. Another chance for them. Ryan does the ruck work. Anderson goes in hard. Paredes been good. Bouncing footy. Magro lurking. Scooped up by O'Neill. Through legs. Monty. Daly. To half back. Brilliantly done by Churgwin. Darcy Churgwin sends it back inside 50. A lot of red and black jumpers. Magro desperate tackle. Scott was clever. Flipped the ball out to Carlin. Centering ball. One-on-one chase here. Leading in the race for the footy is Seth Harris, and then he's taken in a tackle. Great one-on-one battle. Harris goes to ground, and time now for Essendon maybe to clear. Tricky handball though for his teammate. Good pressure came from the NT. Slapped along the ground. Now the Bombers. 3 minutes played, plenty of time in towards the pocket. Smart gets to it first. He's had a good game. McLean, Smart was good. Alessio, lunging tackle by Mazzini. Back to Smart, deserves a goal. Been solid, gets the goal Essendon needed. Margin back to 28 points at the 3.5 minute mark of the last quarter. 20-minute quarters, plenty of time. And Essendon have started the better in the final quarter.
Absolutely, one of the best patches of play they've had since the first quarter. Admittedly, it's their first goal since then, but they did look pretty good then going down the wing, and Smart never gave up the whole time for that ball and absolutely deserved the goal, as you said, Rob. Here he is there. He's taken that ball, knew exactly what he wanted to do. Good tackle, but kept his eye on the ball, and then Smart picks it up and says thank you.
It's been lively all night. Yep. From the opening bounce, you sense that he was the spark if they could get it into his hands up forward. But I've been really impressed early in this last quarter by Jack Paris. He's been hunting the ball. He's been around the packs. He's back in the middle at this opening bounce. Paredes tackled by Paris. Somehow squeezed out to O'Neill, who's been solid all night, the ex-Eagle. Kick around the corner only as far as Darley, who's been excellent. Oh, dangerous kick comes off. Paredes took a sliding mark. Peris with that pace closed in on him quickly. Magro couldn't complete the mark. Daly mops up for Essendon. Peris was tackled by Philo. Monty's away. Watch out. Yaron lunged at him. Had it a long time without a bounce. Play on the call. Running back on the flight was O'Sullivan. Has been supreme across half back. Big Jack kicks it out to the flank. McLean solid in the last line of defence. Finds himself close to the wing. Harris marks. It's a 28-point lead. Not insurmountable. Only score of the final term so far has been to the Bombers. Philo plays well every week. Up goes Cordefa to the back of the pack. Old. Making mops up for Essendon to the wing, but can't find a teammate. And McLean reads it so well, the experienced Wanderers player, the vice-captain tonight. It comes to Parnell. Kieran Parnell to Edmonds. From a St Mary's player to a Palmerston player. Edmonds has done a couple of nice things tonight. Had a good NTFL season in a team that hasn't won a game. Towards half forward, mark dropped. Old comes up with it. Another possession. Peris another possession. Need to keep running. They are. Sweeping handball looking for Kim Cantilla. Coming the other way as always is Kieran Parnell. Good tackle by Peris. Parnell just got a legal handball away, but only just, I reckon. Juggling mark attempted against Ryan there by Eckersley. Eckersley's paid. Eckersley finds the chest of his teammate Sinnott. Alessio to the pocket. Good spoil over the top came from Nyhouse. Off the ground it comes to Parnell. The lookalikes team, but the kick is only as far as Ryan Eyre. Eyre looked inboard. Not to be confused with Ryan Ayres, who coaches the NT Buffaloes men's team. Sends it right across the face of goal. It's Seth Harris up against Xavier O'Neill. O'Neill, the former West Coast Eagle. Harris does pretty well. O'Neill played it superbly. Centres the ball. Here's some trouble maybe for the NT. They're coming. Tom Toma, ex-Waratah up in the NTFL. Now with the Essendon VFL team. He's got a pretty good leg on him. He's confident. This to bring it back to 22 points, Nick, at the 7-minute mark. Yes, and the NT have made a change too. Niles has dropped back as a sweeper role as well, the captain has. So they could feel the pressure coming on out there as well. So Toma gives it everything. It's across the face. Won't have the distance. Spoils, and there's Shepherd going, and it's a Shepherd against the NT. It is going to be a free kick to Essendon. It's a tight angle, but only 5 metres out. Who's going to come up with it? It's going to be Carlson Cantilla. So Carlson Cantilla, the Tiwi Bombers ruckman, has been a little bit outbodied today by some bigger players in the NT lineup. Arnold Kirby, Connor McDonald, but he's an exciting player. He's got a great leap. He's got good skills. He's got a tough angle. No distance at all. There should be enough of an opening for him to squeeze it through, bring the margin back to 22 points. He's across the face. He is one behind only. So 4-9, 33 inaccurate. The Bombers trail by 27 points. The Buffaloes 9-6, 60. Yeah, a bit scrappy there from the Buffaloes in defence. It was 5-on-2 and they didn't need to push him out. They had the full control, but you can do things like that when you're in front with a few minutes to go. Churgwin brings the ball back into play. Running under the footy a little bit there was Gray. And goes to the back of the pack and trickles out of bounds on the outer side. So, Buffaloes scoreless in the final quarter so far. Essendon have added 1-1. Still time, but some heavy legs now with the wet surface. Peris, another strong tackle. And holds up Lucas Edmonds on the wing for a ball up. And he's best quarter of the match, Jack Peris. Leaping high, Monteith. Another whistle. Advantage paid. Philo will have to come back. I think it is. Lots of chirping in the background of the whistle of the umpires. So Philo will send it back to a teammate on the wing. Jed Anderson comes up with it. Probably the best player on the ground, I reckon, Nick. Yeah, by far. He's had a great day today. Every quarter he's been in it and had a beauty. Yeah, especially the second quarter when the game was there to be won. They led by just 3 points at quarter time and they broke it open with a 4-0 second quarter as the rain came to extend the margin to 24 points at half time. Largely off the back of the stout, tough, hard work of Jed Anderson. Toss back in. McDonald doing the ruck work against Monteith. Comes out to Edmonds. About to be tackled. Might have been high. The umpire did the right thing then because he was slipping to ground just as he got rid of it. McLean to Philo. Clever backhander there to McDonald. To Anderson for another possession. In towards the pockets. Out came Cordefa. Essendon, though, have the numbers towards the back flank. Gathered there by Cantilla. Flips a handball over the top from a Tiwi bomber to an Essendon bomber. Here's O'Sullivan. Watch out. Yarran about to be tackled. To Darms. Centering ball is good. McDonald plays on quickly. On to Anderson. On to Cordefa. Gets his kick away through traffic. It's high as it got the distance it has and goes through from behind.
Yeah, just pulled away at the last second. It did. It was heading in the right direction, but that slight breeze coming across the ground just pushed it towards the point post. And their first score on the board for this quarter, 9-7-61 to 4-9-33. Just coming up to 11-minute mark of the final quarter. Don't forget, there's no time on in this game today, so an even 20 minutes, so 9 minutes to go.
Just 2 goals scored in the second half so far, 1 to each side. From behind Cantilla, Mazzini wanted to claim the mark, not paid. Momentarily going the wrong way there.
Yeah, I think he did.
Was Kieran Parnell. Realised the error of his ways. Trapped back to Kim. Oh, a little attempted trip there. Maybe it was dangerous. Kim Cantilla gets it for Essendon. Well done by Darms. Desperation. Came to Parnell. Now with Carlson Cantilla to Kim Cantilla. From 50 metres on the run. Can't bring it around enough. Another behind. So Essendon have lifted in this last quarter. They just can't turn that effort into goals.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't connect him back there with that trip because it was definitely a foot out, and but just a bit away from him.
Nighthouse, NT skipper with kick-in duties. To Edmonds, who's a long way down from his normal post up forward, and his kick's not terrific. He turns it over to O'Neill. He brings it into Toma. So he had a shot earlier in this quarter from even closer in and couldn't make it, so he realises it might be a bit too far. And a good lead coming out from full forward from Monty. I don't know what his kicking's like, so I'm loath to say this is a Monty.
The breeze coming across the face of the goals, but slightly behind him as well. But he's still going to have to push it out to the right-hand post and bring it back in a fairly stiff breeze that's now going straight across his shoulder.
For a 21-point ball game, and maybe a sniff for Essendon. Keeps it low, punches it, and just hooks it a bit as he tried to get the distance for another behind. So the Bombers have had 15 scoring shots for 4-11-35. T Buffalo's only 1 more scoring shot, but more accurate, 9-7-61. Churgwin. Stretching Carroll, who's been excellent. Called to play on. Too much of a chance. He was sort of just dancing around on 20-cent piece, I thought, but he was called to play on. Parnell. Paredes. Last line of defence to Carroll, back to Paredes for another possession. Under the chest of Cordefa, who's a long way from full forward. Neat juggling mark. And now it goes up towards Magro in front against Brendan Cantilla. Magro lays a strong tackle on Old. No chance to get rid of it. Ball up 30 out from the NT Buffalo's goal.
It was basically broken apart in that second quarter when NT got those 4 goals. It was even in the first quarter, but that's been the story of the game at the moment.
Desperate there to keep the ball in. Kirby, after doing the ruck work, dived all over Old. 26 points to lead, the Buffaloes. Kirby, maybe beaten to it that time. Carroll busy again. Scott. Old once more, getting another possession. Here's a quick snap from Ryan. That could be the goal they were looking for. And if it wasn't over before, Matt Ryan has definitely sealed it now for the NT Buffaloes. Ryan gets his first goal of the night, the Buffaloes 10th, and they lead by 32 points.
He's taken that one well, and he said but that was just the goal they needed, just to settle it down. I couldn't see Essendon coming back with the minimum time they had left, but they could have put a bit of fright into the Buffaloes, but that was the goal they needed, and that was a good one there by Ryan. Kirby again wins the ruck, taps it out to him. scrappy football there for a while, but Ryan just finished it off with a rover. 10-7-67 to 4-11-35 with just on 5 minutes left to play.
Kirby and Monteith go at it in ruck. Monty, Paris. And his kick is just too tall for his teammates coming out from the goal line. Nyhouse marks and gives it off to McLean. He goes backwards and finds Churgwin. Really strong defensive line. McLean, Nyhouse, Churgwin, Parnell, O'Sullivan, Darley. Really tight unit. Made it very hard for Essendon to score. Down the line. Pressure came from Loftus. Paris is everywhere. Hately. And a late chance for Essendon. Name from directly in front. Almost 16 minutes gone. I've left it a little too late. It'd be nice to get a couple of consolation goals. He knows he's got to be quick if there's any chance, but in 4 minutes they're not going to kick 6. So Name for his first goal of the night. Directly in front to the airport end of TIO Stadium. Trots in. And I think it's through for a goal. So the Bombers get their 5th of the night. 5-11-41, the margin back to 26 points.
Yeah, as you said, Rob, it is nice for Essendon to get a couple of goals in this last quarter. That's their second one. And certainly came here to play early in the game. NT Buffaloes broke it up in the second quarter, but it's been pretty even till then. And the Bombers have won this quarter. So they broke away here pretty well and lowered the eyes, didn't just blaze away. And at this time of day, there's always some loose guys around in the forward line with all the pressure that's been on earlier in the game.
It was nice to see Jack Paris get involved. He's had a really good last quarter. Called him too much in the first 3, but he's finishing the game off well. Monteith, huge leap. Paris there at the feet of his ruckman yet again. Couldn't quite control it. Maybe going too quickly, but he's there once more to lay a tackle. He's everywhere. Comes back to Carlin. Carlin started the game off terrifically for the NT. He's swirling kick out towards the wing. Bump in from the side there came from Loftus of the Bombers, and it goes out of bounds. 2.5 minutes remaining. Great effort by the NT. They're continuing their run of form against visiting teams.
Yeah, haven't been beaten since we've come back in this competition in 2020, and a good crowd in tonight as well for a Wednesday night.
Yep, brilliant.
Good to see.
Well done to the NT footy fans. McDonald was strong, coming from the side against Monteith, who started up forward. Carlin. McDonald does some roving as well. Very mobile ruckman, the Pints player. Out it comes to Seth Harris, who's been terrific. Gets away from Eyre. Not quite. Eyre did well not to give up on the chase. Carroll. Now Eyre comes up with the footy. Harris returns the favour and hassles and harangues him. Turns over the footy. Parnell, who sends it into attack for the NT. From behind Scott. He's a clever player. Can he get control of the footy? Jumper was grabbed. Play on the call. Eckersley was right on his hammer. Going in now is Monty of Essendon. Now Anderson just wrenches it away. He's taken down in the tackle. Got the handball away over the top. Another kick from Paris. Kim Cantella direction. Moody. And Moody's kick was superb onto the chest of Brodie Carroll.
And a pretty good shot for goal, Brodie Carroll is. So we'll take this back and get a few seconds more off the clock as well as we tick down to that 20-minute even mark to end this game. We'll start you thinking of your best on ground in a sec, Rob.
Well, I think I've got Jed as the best. Jed Anderson. As Carroll comes in for goal and brings up a late goal. That is his first of the night and is the 11th for the Buffaloes. The margin back to 32 points. 11-7-73. Essendon 5-11-41. And a deserved goal from Carroll, who's just around those votes. There's quite a few players I've got to try and squeeze into the 4-3-2-1. He could be one of them.
He's not shown the dominance he shows in local footy, but that goal there has been nice for him. He's been pretty consistent all day. But there's been some beauties out there. Of course, as you said, Jed Anderson's been outstanding tonight.
So, nice strike by Carroll. Margin 32 points.
And that'll do it. Your goal scorers today?
Goal scorers for the winners: Schwartz 3, Magro 3, and then singles to Carlin, Yaron, Carroll. We just saw Matt Ryan was another last quarter goal scorer, and Tex Cordefra in the first quarter. And the 5 goals kicked by the Bombers, singles all to Kim Cantilla, Zach Sinnott, Lachlan Monteith, Oscar Smart, and Amin Naim.
And your best on grounds, Rob?
Well, I'm going to go Jed Anderson with 5, Nate Paredes with 4. Now, the 3-2-1, that's a bit of a raffle. I'm going to go 3 to Darley. I'm going to go 2 to O'Sullivan and 1 to Smart to give the Bombers 1.
Yeah, I think Smart had a great last quarter. Of course, there we go. The NT side were 3 points up at quarter time, 24 points up at half time, 34 points up at three-quarter time, and finished the game 11-7, 73 to 5-11, 41. So a 32-point win to the NT Buffaloes over the Essendon side. My name is Nick Danks. I was joined by my commentary partner this evening, Rob Cross. Thanks for being with us, Rob. Great call.
Thank you. Great
and we'll be back with you for round 15 of the NTFL on Saturday. We'll catch you then.